And hello, everyone. It's Tom. It's FANzine Live, and this is a new release from James, I believe it is, Banderas-Smith, called Papa Balloon and Cactus. I believe it's the fourth issue. Um, Nice looking cover. Neat artwork. Really good line work and shading and the like. Anyway, Papa Balloon and Cactus. This was a piece that was crowdfunded and kickstarted. I found out about it, as you'll learn, because of the Wandering Star piece by Teri S. Wood. Teri Risa, I guess, as she likes to go by with her friends, did a story for her using characters from her series from way back in the day, and it's neat to see them back. So I picked this up because I really wanted to read that, but we can take a look at the whole issue. You can see we've got a number of different contributors. Richard Friend did the cover, did a very nice job. Logo, Wandering Star, of course. Then Captain Zap by Oliver Simonson, and a pinup by Renee Castellano. I am not familiar with this story at all. And so, not knowing our characters at all, not knowing the story at all, I really appreciate on the first page here, James using the, if you will, shooter introductory method of making sure that everybody's up to speed on by the end of the first couple pages. And it says, 3 weeks pass. Despondent Frogo has crawled off into a bottle. No one has heard from either Papa or Popo. I don't know these characters, but hey, that's cool. Meanwhile, Cactus and Human Hot Dog hide from the law. So that must be Cactus. That must be the Human Hot Dog. Some really neat stuff here. I'm going to try to get in close and hopefully you can see. I'm guessing this is done digitally. If it's not, it looks like some of the, I believe it's called duo shade boards, where you would paint the textures you would paint the textures with a chemical on the paper, and it was a special board that had this stuff implanted in it, and so you would draw your black line work, and then you would be able to get your textures to show up when you would paint over them. It's really nice shading work, though. I mean, you know, if you look here, it's really quite good. All dead, as far as you know. Motion, victimless crime. Oh, there was something about butt dialing the cops. So you can see the police are coming. Prisoner of Glen or Glenda, Chapter 1. So they're apparently in prison. And again, I don't know all these characters. So I really am appreciating the kind of rough artwork with this wonderful tone, texture, shading approach. Really gorgeous. Looks pretty cool. One thing I do find interesting is that the margins on this book are absolutely huge. He's got to be running 1-inch margins on this. And truthfully, I don't think he needs to go that big. Maybe that was a requirement of his printer. I don't know who he used. I would easily be able to get some of this stuff out to 3/8 or 1/2 inch margins and just make it that much bigger. White space is a good thing, but when you have white space that kind of shrinks your page when it's so consistent, I'm not a big fan of that. I do, however, really like the art. I like how he doesn't crowd the page either with too many panels. Very fast moving piece. And looks like they're running through prison, and you get a come with me if you want to live. So pretty neat. He threw in some sketchbook pages of his characters. Kind of fun. Okay, Oliver Simonson, Captain Zap. You can see he's got a more of a cartoony style. And again, this is where that giant margin, it just doesn't need to be that big. A different type of toning and texturing. You can see this is straight out, looks like a zipatone type approach. Does a little bit of hatching, but not a ton. And very simple character work. I like how, 1, 2, 3, 4, he's got his eyes done. 1 for the mouth, 1 for the nose with some hatching. But it's a nice, simple character, easily recreated everywhere. And then lastly, Wandering Star. I don't have the original comics. I have the reprints by Sirius Books. I thought it was Dover Books, but anyway, by Sirius Books. There are 3 volumes of this. This character, Cassandra, who goes off to fight in a war and trying to find happiness. It says, Wandering Star, one of the most highly acclaimed science fiction graphic novels in comics history. And that's not overstating it. This is some pretty significant stuff. Finally collected into 3 complete volumes. Story follows Cassandra, daughter of the President of the United Nations. When she succeeds in becoming the first Earthling to attend the Galactic Academy, she realizes Earth is definitely not the most esteemed place in the galaxy. Seeking refuge from the constant persecution of her classmates, she meets the team of outcasts constructing the Wandering Star, prototypical spaceship built for the Alliance. When the Alliance's old enemy, the Bono Kuro, launched their attack on the Galactic Alliance, Cassandra and her new friends barely escape in the Wandering Star. As they regroup and debate how to overcome this devastating threat, Commander Nars and his army continue to destroy one planet after the other. So, I'm not going to go through all of the graphic novels. I will say, if you can get your hands on these, they're great. This is really good storytelling. Teri Sue Wood is she's a master. So anyway, she did a piece here, and again with a nice little introduction. It says Wandering Star was a sci-fi comic book written in the 1990s by Teri S. Wood. This short supplemental story takes place after the war begins and the Wandering Star crew makes it to the relative safety of the Alliance stronghold. I do want to point out, she has taken up doing her work electronically or digitally. So she's doing digital art now, and it looks sharp. Really great use of shades for black and white shading. Really sharp. And to give you an example, this is from the first volumes. This is some of her earlier stuff. You can see she did a lot of hatching and pointillism type work to get her shading done. She has totally switched away from that because she's no longer using paper. She's gone digital, and wow, does it look nice. So, cute little story about humans being crazy and how the Earth is an ecological nightmare. Everybody's forced to live in domes. But the Earthlings enjoyed going out and playing in the rain. And now they've tracked water into their own quarters. Just a cute little 4-pager. Nice story, nice work with the characters. They all look good. I like the more modern coloring and shading. Coloring, I guess, is an odd word when you're using different tones of gray, but it looks fantastic. Again, it could stand to be bigger. I mean, these are just massive margins. And then lastly, you've got the Cactus character with Dave Sims Cerebus. Hot dog! Somebody's going after a hot dog. And the back cover. Interesting book. Really enjoyed the Wandering Star piece. 4 pages can't get you a ton of story, but man, that artwork is gorgeous, and Risa just does a fantastic job. The rest is pretty cool. So, Papa Balloon and Cactus, issue 4. I'll have ordering information below. And hello again, we're back. It's still FANzine Live. It's still new releases day. This is going to be a little follow-up. I'm not going to go deep into it, but our friends at the Columbus Scribbler knocked out there. They hit the ball out of the park with this free comic book day edition of their newspaper, except they did it in a comic format. And they've got some work by local creators, but basically it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles homage celebration. But they handed this out for free at all of the local comic shops in Columbus, and you can pick it up on your own if you choose to. If you like the Turtles at all, definitely do it. If you're interested in seeing what can be done just at a local level with local vendors and local comic stores and local artists, there's some terrific community that's being done. So they threw their ad in about the Scribbler itself. The genesis of Free Comic Book Day. As you can see, they talked with Joe Field, Flying Colors Comics in Concord, California. So if you're ever wondering how Free Comic Book Day came about, you could read this. Pythia, The Last Oracle by Travis Horseman and Jessica Robinson. Some impressive work. Really nice looking stuff. A little bit of local advertising. Brian Canini, the cartoonist, clearly a Turtles fan, wrote a brief history of them and the black and white boom. I had to pull my Turtles books out. I don't have anything as old as that, but I do have some old ones. And then Steve Steiner did the Teenage Mutant Ninja knockoffs. And these were actual comics that came out in the 1980s as that first issue of Turtles just blew the doors off the marketplace. So, of course, there's got to be copies. The adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters, the preteen dirty jean kung fu kangaroos. Yeah, all of those. Steve also did something from the world headquarters of Nice People. A little more advertising. Little information about the Columbus Cartoon Coalition, or the C3 Project. Another group of cartoonists who get together and work together. And you can see some information on stuff they've done. Neat stuff. All in various levels of sharpness. Some very digital, some looks like it's paper. Yeah, cool. A little more advertising. 10 Minutes with Kevin Eastman. Brian Canini got himself an interview, and it's a good one. And then you can see Brian also did the Ninja Turtles memories, and these are his personal memories and how he loved the Turtles. And then City Under Saturn by Lexi Ramos. And again, really nice stuff. We have some great art resources in Columbus with the Columbus College of Art and Design and Ohio State University and the like. So there's just some amazing cartoon work being done in this town. But this is a nice looking piece. Wrapping up with Kevin Eastman, and then a little bit about the Scribbler, and then World's Greatest Comics, my local comic shop. Had a back page ad. Anyway, this is all free. It's very cool. Well, it's free. It was free on Comic Book Day. I think they're charging. Well, you know what? I'll find the thing and I'll put it in the show notes. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great one. Talk to you soon.